I wanted to share about a little like revelation or just eye-opening moment I had in women's Bible study the other night. And it's about the Old Testament and the New Testament and how the Bible is split in half. And essentially, I have been around the Bible my whole life, and I just had never had this thought. We weren't even talking about it. Our pastor's wife said something about like the Old Covenant and the New Covenant, and something in my head clicked. And I was like, that's how the Bible is split. It's split up over the Old Covenant and the New Covenant. We call it Old Testament and New Testament. And I know that this is probably not news to a lot of people, but for me it was, and it just clicked in my head that like the change of the legal agreement that we have between God and us is so significant that our Bible is split in half over it. And I looked up the word and like where we get that. I know that the Lord did not put Old Testament and New Testament in the Bible. That's just how we phrase it, just like the scriptures are split up in chapters, which wasn't there. But essentially, there's like, you can do research on it. I didn't do a lot, but essentially the word is, I think it's diateca, which could be called testament or covenant. Like the words are considered interchangeable. And I think that came from like the 2nd century. There was a guy who split the Bible up. But my whole point was, I feel like the Lord just impressed on me how important the legal agreements are. That yeah, we have all these different books and everything, but the whole Bible has a divide in it because legally our relationship changed with the Lord, and the requirements of us change. Our requirement in our relationship with the Lord changed whenever Jesus came. And we know that, but it just struck me. And I wanted to read 2 scriptures that talk about that. So one is 2 Corinthians 21. It says, "For he made him who knew no sin to be sin for us, that we might become the righteousness of God in him." So basically, that is the legal agreement, is that we put our faith in Jesus and he is sin on our behalf. And it says that back in Jeremiah 31, 31, it says, "Behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers," so the old covenant, "in the day that I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt. My covenant which they broke, though I was a husband to them, says the Lord. But this is the covenant that I will make with them, with the house of Israel after those days. Says the Lord, I will put my law in their minds and write it on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they will be my people. No more shall every man teach his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they all shall know me. For the least of them, from the least of them to the greatest of them, says the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and their sin I will remember no more." So we have a new covenant, and it's just a good reminder. The Bible's even split up over the new covenant.